Hello students, here we are at video 7.5, and again our objective here is I can determine the measure of angles and lines formed by secants and tangents, okay? And the Excel skill you want to focus on again here is going to be U10. U10 you should be able to work on and do. All right, let's go flippers. So we're going to look at some circle theorems, and the first circle theorem we want to talk about is this one, and it says the measure of an angle formed by two lines that intersect outside of a circle is half the sum of the measures of the intersected arcs, okay? So let's actually look at those measurements. Okay, so really quickly, I need you to change a word. Here, this word before was sum, but that word should be difference, okay? So if you look at my circle, I made a circle C, and I also drew in a couple of lines with circle C. So here's the tangent point A, and here are the 2 points on this secant line. Let's call them B and D. So what this circle theorem is saying is simply this. It's saying that, hey, if this is angle 1, okay, and angle 1, let's call this E. Angle 1 is basically angle AEB, AEB, okay? The measure of angle 1 is going to be equal to, okay, very clearly, 1/2 the quantity of arc AD, we'll just put in arc AD, the arc measure, that's a degree, minus the arc measure of AB. Okay? So that's what we're looking at. That's one circle theorem. The second circle theorem is kind of similar, but kind of cool. And it says the measure of an angle formed by two intersecting chords now is half the sum of the measures of the intercepted arcs. So again, let's make a circle. There it is. Make a center point for it. Let's call it F this time. Our circle left with our two chords that are intersecting. And here, this time we're saying, well, now this is what I want to do. What if I don't know angle X? So here's angle X. But I do know the measures of AB and CD. Meaning, I know the arc measures here and here. Well, X in degrees is going to be equal to 1/2 the quantity of arc AB plus, that's right, arc DC. The last circle theorem we're going to look at today is going to be one that has to deal with two secants. Okay, so here's our circle. All right, and here it is. And this one says the product of two secants is the sum of the secants times the outside portion of the secants themselves. So with circle C, let's draw in two secants. So here you see I've drawn in two secants. X, W are part of it, so here's a secant, here's a secant, okay? And I've labeled the inside part of this secant X, the outside W, inside here Z, outside Y. So this theorem basically says, hey, if you want to figure out the relationship between these two secants, the relationship is W plus X, the quantity of that times W is going to be equal to, well, Y plus Z times Y. So you can think of it as if you add the two parts of the secant and then you multiply it times the part that remains outside of the circle, and then you set that equal to, again, the other secant's parts sum added multiplied by the outside part, you'll be able to find each portion. So let's actually try this. Here we are at example 1. What is the value of X here? So let's try it. So here we can say that X is going to be equal to 46 plus 90. And then again, we want 1/2 of this, okay? Because we want 1/2 of the sum of the arcs, okay? That's going to give us 68. Perfect. Question number 2. What is the value of y? So now we've got, again, those two secants. So we're going to say, hey, I'm going to take very clearly 6 plus 8, and I'm going to multiply it times 6. And that's going to be equal to 7 plus y. And what side is outside the circle? Oh, it's 7. I'm going to multiply that by 7. And I'm going to get, clearly that's going to give me 35. Again, coming down here, ran out of room. 35 equals 7y. Divide both sides by 7. Y is going to equal 5. Okay, again, algebraic steps to solve it. What do you need to know? How to set that up. Let's look at our question 3. And it says, what is the measure of angle 3? Well, you probably can't see that, but I can. All right, so this is 34 degrees. This is 90 degrees. This is E. This is C, I think. And then this is F. So we're trying to figure out what the measure of angle E is. Well, clearly you know that you're going to have 180 degrees total within this right triangle. So if this angle over here is 90 and this is 34, you want to clearly add that together. 90 plus 34 is going to give you 124. And if you subtract that from 180, you should get 56 degrees. And if you were to put this in Excel, it would say you're correct. And you should be able to now find all the measures of all the arcs in this picture as well. Here's your final question for the evening, your secret hot question. It says, what is the value of x? What is the value of x? This arc is 134, the arc measure. This angle here is 112, and over here, this arc is x. What is that value? Okay, remember to work on U10. See you later.